These are Samsung's newest foldables, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and the Z Flip 7. They're packed with new features and updates that we fans have been waiting for. Hi, I'm MICHAELJOSH, your gadget matchmaker, and over the last decade, I've made it my job to show people around the world that tech can be easy, fun, and exciting. On this channel, we give you special access to the products I review, the events I attend, and all the interesting people I get to meet along the way. So, if you're shopping for a new foldable, give this channel a like and subscribe, and I'll help you find the right one to match your needs. This is our Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Z Flip 7 hands-on. Let's start with the Z Fold 7. Can you believe we have 7 iterations already? I still remember when I first filmed the original Fold. 2019 feels like a lifetime ago. Finally, we get the update we've been clamoring for. The new Fold 7 is thinner and lighter. Of course, the part that I love the most about it is how much wider the front screen is now when shut, making it much more usable. From just under 60 millimeters across on the Fold 6 to just under 65 millimeters on the Fold 7. It might seem like a minor change, but it makes such a big impact on usability. So, for example, it doesn't feel cramped while typing. Here is the Fold 7 beside the Fold 6. Notice the Fold 7 is not just wider, but also taller. So it's now 6.5 inches diagonally. And when opened up, it's now 8 inches, up from 7.6. So you've got more space for multitasking. It's worth pointing out that late last year, Samsung announced the Korea-exclusive Galaxy Z Fold SE with the same exact dimensions. But what sets the Fold 7 apart is that it's super thin. If you've seen my many videos on my favorite Android foldable to date, the Oppo Find N5, you know how much I've gone on and on about how much of a difference thickness affects the usability of a foldable. The Fold 7 is 8.9 millimeters thin, almost as thin as the S25 Ultra. When opened, it's even thinner at 4.2 millimeters, comparable to the Find N5. I'm super excited to use this as my daily driver. And if you want protection but want to keep your Fold 7 thin, there's this case. It's like a carbon fiber Aramid case. Look how thin the phone still is. Part of how Samsung was able to achieve this was by removing the digitizer layer altogether. This means, unlike previous versions of the Fold 7 does not have S Pen support. In its place, the ultra-thin glass is made 50% thicker, which Samsung says makes the inner display more robust than ever. The hinge design has also been improved with a new enhanced water droplet design and newly implemented multi-rail structure. The cover display is made from Corning Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2, while the back glass is Gorilla Glass Victus 2. The frame uses advanced armor aluminum, which is supposedly 10% stronger. In the hands, this is definitely lighter than the Z Fold 6, and when you open it up, you can definitely feel that new hinge. It's a little bit tighter. It's not as easy to kind of open, which hopefully it also means is more durable. Unfortunately, that crease is still very pronounced. Well, I think at the end of the day, how thin and light this device is going to be what sells it. I believe there are other ways Samsung could have made the Fold 7 thinner, like perhaps adapting the same silicon carbon battery tech that its rivals from China have been using for several years now. For context, the Fold 7 has a 4,400 milliamp hour battery, the same as last year. The Oppo Find N5 is as thin and light, but has a 26% larger silicon carbon battery. Samsung still promises 24 hours of video playback thanks to the efficiencies of the Fold 7 Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy chip, but real-world use is something we'll discover once we get our hands on a review device. These days, work doesn't just happen on a laptop. It's on mobile devices too, like the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and the Z Flip 7. And if there's one thing you wouldn't want to get in the way, it's running out of battery. That's where the Anker Prime 27,650 milliamp hour power bank comes in. It's my go-to solution for staying fully charged without lugging around charging bricks or hunting for wall sockets. Unlike ordinary power banks, you can charge your 16-inch MacBook Pro to 50% in just 28 minutes using the 240-watt braided USB-C to C Anker Prime cable and this compact power bank. And it's not just for your laptop. You get a total of 3 ports, 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A. So you can also charge your phone and AirPods at the same time. That's 250 250 watts of total output. All of this from a device that's roughly the size of a soda can and light enough to toss in any bag. Plus, at less than 100 watt-hours, it's TSA approved, so it's flight ready too. When it's time to recharge, just place it on the Anker 100-watt charging base. It clicks into place and starts recharging instantly. It's got an LED ring so that you can see its charging status at a glance. The base also works as a standalone charging hub with 3 extra USB ports. Thanks to GaN technology, its size is perfect for nightstands. It's even smaller than Apple's 96-watt charging adapter. What would you do if your devices run out of battery? I guess I'll never know, thanks to my Anker Prime power bank and charging base. I'll make sure to put links in the description box below so you can try them out for yourself. Now back to the video. Let's talk about cameras. The problem with foldables is that cameras are never as good as flagship candy bars. Samsung hopes to address this with the Fold 7, giving it the same 200 megapixel sensor as that on the S25 Ultra. So photos should be just as good. Its ultra-wide-angle camera also gets autofocus for the first time, enabling macro mode. It's also still got a 3x telephoto camera, and that remains the same hardware-wise. On the inside, it's got a 10 megapixel selfie camera, an improvement from the Z Fold 6. However, it's no longer an under-display camera. So when you're viewing content in full screen, you'll now see that punch hole. All 4 cameras should benefit from the updated Pro Visual engine, which we first saw on the S25 series earlier this year. Samsung says portrait mode, for example, will adapt to lighting conditions. You also get all the new AI tools like Generative Edit. You can tap on this button over here, and it automatically selects all the people in the background. All you have to do is hit erase, and it'll erase them. Now we have to fill that in, so just tap generate. So it'll fill in the image to replace what it's removed, and let's see how it does. Sculpting new scenery, and now you can do show original, and you can see the original with the new version side by side, and if you zoom in, it'll zoom in too. Brenda's looking beautiful, but look at all those people that it removed, and it's managed to fill in the rest of the room very well. Then there's also AI Portrait Studio that you can use to generate fun caricatures or cartoons using portraits from your gallery. That's comic. Let's try a 3D cartoon. Oh, this looks like Brenda. And maybe we'll do a watercolor. That's cute as well. Might as well do a sketch. The new Fold 7 also benefits from the rest of the Galaxy AI features that are now built into the OS thanks to Samsung's close partnership with Google. And this even works using split screen mode, when you have 2 apps open side by side. Okay, so let's ask Gemini a question. I'm gonna share screen with Live. Hi Gemini, which of these options is better for my sunburn?
Both gels may help, but it depends on the severity of your sunburn. The CVS Burn Relief Gel has lidocaine to numb the pain, which is great for more severe burns. The Sunburn After Sun Gel uses aloe to soothe and moisturize, which is better for mild to moderate sunburns.
Here's another example. You can take an image from your gallery and drag and drop it into a Gemini window. So Gemini can help you figure out what a chair looks like in burnt orange.
If I've got an image or something that I want to compare, I did just buy a new house, so I've been doing a lot of decorating. That's a true story. So if I've got a chair that I like and I pull open Gemini so we have a side-by-side, I can easily just take an image from my gallery. I can just drag and drop it, easy as that. And from there, we can ask Gemini to kind of do all of its Gemini things. It's super simple. If we want to change the color of the chair, if we want to ask where we can find it, all of that stuff is super easy. Gemini, what would this chair look like in burnt orange or rust color?
Sure. Here is the image.
And so it's obviously nice about this. If I'm trying to compare, what would match the best or what do I like better, you've got the side-by-side view. On the Galaxy Z Fold 7, the multitasking and multi-window makes this super intuitive and easy.
The Galaxy Z Fold 7 is available in 3 colors, plus 1 online exclusive: Jet Black, Silver Shadow, Blue Shadow, and the online exclusive Mint. Obviously the color that I love has got to be Blue Shadow. Look how nice and rich this dark blue is, and if you take a look at the railings or the hinge, it also has that same rich blue on it as well. All the phones have the same matte metallic finish, but unfortunately, they are still a smudge magnet. Overall, the Fold 7 is the Samsung phone I'm most excited to use this year. It starts at just under $2,000 and comes with 3 configurations: 12 gigabytes of RAM with either 256 or 512 gigabytes of storage, and 16 gigabytes of RAM with a terabyte of storage. Next up, the Galaxy Z Flip 7. Just like on the Fold 7, the new Flip 7 is wider and taller than the Flip 6. Thinner too, but not as dramatically. When opened, the Flip 7 has a 6.9-inch display, up from 6.7 inches last year. Of course, one of the biggest differences this year, apart from size, is that cover display. Look how big of a difference it is. It now fills the entire display, and there's no more cutout over here. And look how thin those bezels are. This new cover display is now 4.1 inches, and it takes up the entire screen with just 1.25 millimeter bezels. Motorola has offered this large cover display on the Razr for several years now, so it's nice to see Samsung do the same thing. You get more space for widgets, and Samsung has even brought the Now Brief to that cover display, and the ability to use Gemini without having to open up the phone. Tell me about the Brooklyn Navy Yard.
Established in 1801, is a premier shipment vessel.
Unfortunately, unlike the new Razr Ultra, you still don't get the ability to use apps on this smaller front display, at least not out of the box, which is a shame, since this display got the most improvements, including 2600 nits of brightness and a 120 Hz refresh rate. The cameras on the Flip 6 are the same as last year, a 50 megapixel main camera and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, but it benefits from the same Pro Visual Engine enhancements, as well as all that AI editing features that are available on the Fold 7 and the S25 series. All of this is powered by a Samsung Exynos 2500 processor, which is a change from last year's Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. 10-bit HDR is now on by default in video mode, and when you use the cover display to take selfies, you can now access live filters while you shoot. Another reason to upgrade to the Flip 7 is its larger battery. From 3,700 to 4,000 on the Flip 5 and 6 respectively, the Flip 7 has a 4,300 mAh battery that Samsung promises will last you 31 hours of streaming. I'll let you know what real-world use is like soon. Another thing I'm interested in is trying out the addition of DeX support, which lets you connect the phone to a monitor and use as you would a PC. Is this big enough of an update? Flip fans, you tell me. The Galaxy Z Flip 7 is available in 3 colors: Jet Black, Blue Shadow, and Coral Red. It's also available in the online exclusive Mint. The Z Flip 7 starts at $1099.99 for the model with 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. There's also a 512 gigabyte option. If you're looking for a more affordable option, there's also now the Galaxy Z Flip 7 FE, which TLDR is an updated version of last year's Flip 6, but with an Exynos 2400 processor. It starts at $899.99 and is available in black and white. The Galaxy Z Fold 7, Flip 7, and Flip 7 FE are available for pre-order starting today and will hit shelves officially beginning July 25th. They both run One UI 8 with Android 16 on board and come with 7 years of OS and software updates. If I've convinced you and you're looking to pre-order one of these devices, wait a second, I have some awesome pre-order deals for you. Upgrade today and save up to $1,200 with an exclusive $50 credit and up to $300 credit without trade-in, and up to $1,000 instant trade-in credit or up to $150 towards a storage upgrade. Just make sure to use our links down below. I'm curious to know, are you team Z Fold 7 or Z Flip 7? Let me know in the comments section below. As always, we're working on a review and you can catch that very soon, so make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel and hit that bell icon to get notified as soon as we upload. Follow me on social for all the behind the scenes fun, travel, and fashion, and for news and updates, make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm MICHAELJOSH. Thanks for dropping by.
Looking for mine.